All right, so here we go. Got a big day ahead of us. 3 closings today for our real estate company. It's kind of early, and got an agent interview as well. So here we go, off to Westfield. Maybe with a quick detour to Starbucks to start the day, but oh, look at there's my dog walking without any leash. All right, off to Starbucks and then Westfield. See ya.
Hi, thanks for choosing Starbucks. How can I help you today?
Hi, get a large hot chocolate with whipped cream, please.
Sure, can I get you anything else?
That'd be great.
370 at the window, thank you.
Yep. So Westfield's a great place to go today for this real estate transaction because it used to be the Buggy Whip capital of the world, which means that, and this is a tried and true cliche of business school or any innovation class that you may have took, the Buggy Whip manufacturers didn't adapt when Henry Ford came out with the mass-produced automobile, and the vast majority of them went out of business. So we're gonna try to go to the last remaining Buggy Whip factory. Hi, can you put $20 on my card? And see what the last remaining Buggy Whip factory looks like in Westfield. Westfield used to be the capital of the Buggy Whip industry, still called actually, here's my card right here. Oh, great. Whip City. Thank you. How about, no thank you.
Do you want to stop her?
No thank you. Thanks, have a great day. She's not the nice one. All right, off we go. All right, great. So we're pulling into Westfield now. It's 10:30. Our closing got bumped back to 11. So we're gonna have just enough time to take a look at the Buggy Whip factory and then get to the closing. They're both on the same street. Here we are at the Westfield Whip Manufacturing Company. There you go. And as you can see, got a nice plaque here saying it's on the National Register of Historic Places. Pretty interesting. We're hard by the Westfield River here in beautiful Westfield. So the criticism of the Buggy Whip industry was that they didn't understand what business they were in. They weren't in the Buggy Whip industry, they were in the personal transportation industry. And of course that was revolutionized by Ford when he came along with the assembly line for the most part to make vehicles. What if, like 100 years from now, instead of that plaque being in front of a Buggy Whip company, it's in front of Keller Williams or Coldwell Banker? You know, here lies the last surviving real estate office as we know it. I'm going to a closing right now. There's probably going to be 5-6 people there. I'm not saying it's a waste of time, but it's inefficient. It's going to be a buyer, a seller, probably 2 or 3 agents, 2 lawyers, all there for a 45-minute meeting or so in order to consummate a transaction. Very important. I don't want to downplay it, but in the end, not an efficient way to do it, especially when we're looking at technologies coming about, like, for instance, blockchain. We're going to be transferring money today by wire and by a very old technology, decades old, check, by paper check. Not very efficient, not 2017 type technology. Yes, you can mobile deposit it, but there's a lot of probably other ways you can move that money when it's time to move it with certain safeguards. Again, we're meeting in one particular location. What about virtual reality for closings? Maybe in the future there'll only be need for one person to actually physically be at the closing and everyone else could just put their virtual reality goggles on or their virtual reality contact lenses and attend in virtual reality. So those are the types of things that I think right around the corner are, or maybe not too far off. It's going to be a lot of regulatory hurdles with that, because there's going to be people who want to keep the current system because that's how they pay the mortgage, of course. But there is tremendous opportunity coming up in our business. So off to the closing. Hopefully it'll go well. We already had one closing this morning, and that went fine. So just heard from Lisa. Good for you. Now off to the law office. So that was it. Closing's over. It's like 25 minutes, no big deal. The buyers are actually still there signing some paperwork. Behind me here, Westfield River. Give you a kind of nice look here. Pretty spot. Their Buggy Whip company is over there that went out of business. So off to an agent interview and one more closing today. So 2 down, 1 to go. So that was a fun little meeting with Kiki and her beautiful daughter, Lydia. Kiki's going to be taking the real estate exam next week. I am great, thanks. So how'd it go today? Without a hitch. All right, excellent. All right, I'm just getting back to Mattapan now. I'm back from Westfield. 3 folders, 2 checks. What about the sign? In some parts of the states, that is how they do it. In fact, in Westfield, they give the list agency the entire commission, and then the buyer side agency has to get a separate check. And that's how they do it in Western Massachusetts. It's not that it's really wrong. Neither way is wrong. It's just different. And I always like to see that. I want to have the reputation that no one ever has to track me down for a check. Right. So like on this, I just picked up a check for both sides of the commission on this morning's deal, and now I have to wait for that to clear and then deliver the commission check to the other agency. Actually, Greg's going to deliver it there tomorrow. So it's just an extra step, but either way, it ends up, the financing ends up all the same. It's just a little bit easier. All right. Hey, congratulations. Great job. All right. I'm going to be there in 2 minutes myself. All right, bye-bye. Hey, so great news. Lease is all done. Second closing went fine. And really interesting day. I've been kind of reflecting on the ride back about the Buggy Whip company and how most certainly we're in a business that can change rapidly. There's a lot of things that are kind of lining up that's going to change this business, which I think is great for a small little independent company like ours, because those big companies move slower and there could be some disruption, as they say, and there could be opportunity for people, whether you're a broker and you own an agency like myself or individual agents, to pick up market share where the incumbents are slow to adapt. So I like the sound of that, and you just got to keep your mind open and your ear on the ground for these changes that are coming up. Nobody actually knows what the next big thing is, so just kind of try it all out as you're moving forward. So that's a wrap for today. Talk to you later. Bye-bye. I'm Jack Gately from Jack Gately Real Estate. See ya.